what are your social media marketing objectives? Hello there, and thanks for joining. I wanted to connect with you, especially if you are a creative entrepreneur, an entrepreneur under any guise, or a small business owner. The key to this question is about what motivates you or encourages you to post on online on social media. What is the motivating factor behind it all? And the topic matter is on social media marketing, as I mentioned previously in my other video. So I focus on vlogs, what's going on currently in lifestyle wise in the economy and financially. Today I wanted to focus on social media marketing, as this is the key area that I invest time in. And the reason why I've become so interested in social media marketing, I was just thinking about it before I hopped on here, that when you look back, there's always dots that connect. And I studied psychotherapy and business. Psychotherapy being key because at the aspect of it, I've always wanted to understand the mechanisms of people in terms of their mindset and where they were coming from. Okay, so in business, I also found that I connected with people based on their personality, their characteristics, and everything else that defines who an individual is. And why this is essential is that the same thing applies to social media marketing, especially if you have been investing most of your time on social media and you're seeing a slow progress in terms of the results that you want to achieve. So the next question I'll ask you is, what is your main goal? Is it a short-term or a long-term goal? When you're investing time in producing information in content, whether it might be written, video, pictures, what are you mainly heavily focused on as an individual? Okay, and this is key as well, because social media can be daunting, it can be frustrating, it can be overwhelming, especially if your intentions are focused on the wrong type of things. Okay, so the wrong type of things would be in terms of emotional investment, would be you're expecting that if you post something, you will get an instantaneous result from it. So you may find that with all your efforts, you don't understand why it's not working. The key behind it all is always, it leads back to human connectivity. So I want to share with you two definitions of what social media marketing means. And I've been enhancing my knowledge in this area through edX, which is Harvard and MIT platform, where they're offering free courses and you pay for the certification. I'm continuously learning. So that's somewhere where you can also go should you wish and are interested in learning. Then you can also hop on there just to learn more, dependent on your key area of interest. Okay, so two definitions that I found online on social media marketing. The first one was from Wikipedia. And so the way they define it is that social media marketing is the use of social media platforms and websites to promote a brand or a service. So I'll get back to that definition. Then BAFA, where I also reference a lot from and use their tool as well, defined social media marketing as the use of social media platforms to connect with your audience, to build your brand, increase sales, drive traffic. This also includes publishing content on your social media platforms, listening to and engaging with your followers, analyzing your results, running social media, and advertisement. So there's a lot there. I'll go back to the Wikipedia one, which was social media marketing is the use of social media platforms and websites to promote a product or a service. Why I wanted to refer back to this one is you hear such words as promote a product or a service. Okay, so where it may also be daunting and overwhelming is the culture. We have adapted to this culture where it has become more the act of doing rather than connecting authentically with people. So the act of doing, the motivating factors, for instance, would be to sell something, to promote something. And in that act of doing, the loss becomes authentically investing time in connecting with people. So all through your humane acts of trying to sell something, although it may be genuine, it may be a great product, what gets lost in that connectivity is that people are not resonating with what you're trying to promote. Okay, so the key becomes very basic human connectivity. And in Buffer, they've mentioned it as well. Social. It gets distorted a little bit in terms of intentions of why social media was created in the first place. So in Buffer, they've said social media platforms are intended to connect with your audience. Okay, so to connect with your audience, to build brand awareness. And this is where it becomes key, is that through your efforts of selling a product, if you are not introducing who you are as a brand personality, the likelihood is that people will instantly lose focus. Yes, it's a visual platform, but people often tend to connect with people rather than products. People are likely to connect more with your story, your vision, your life purpose, your goals, your objectives. And these people are people who mirror similar personal characteristics or traits or values according to who you are as an individual. So I hope this is all making sense. There's also something about the art of connecting with people. So there's a psychology behind it, as well as the art of selling. Okay, so when we think of selling is the dollar or the pound, euro, whichever currency you're working on, you might think that, yes, sell, but there is also an art in selling. The art in selling, the art in psychology always goes back and reverts to human connectivity. This is where you are most likely to gain the long-term results that you're looking for when it comes to social media marketing. Yes, it can seem slow, painstakingly slow, because as society, we are seeing people producing results which on the face value, they appear great, they appear fantastic, they make it look easy, they make it look as though they haven't had to put much effort in it, and all of a sudden they are getting all these instantaneous results that they're shouting about. Examples would be like TikTok, for instance. We see people earning millions of likes even on Instagram, but TikTok as an important factor. And people earning because they've done something that's instantaneous, and you may not understand why you're not getting the same results on whatever platform it may be. Those moments are passing moments. It is about how will you innovate as time changes as well. Will you continue to remain with the trends that are currently trending now, or will you be able to continue to evolve as the climate changes economically, financially, and as well as the trends continue to change? So TikTok is showing us that you hop on trends because it's something that is continuously changing and it's innovative. And through social media marketing, sometimes we can become fixated on staying on course on a path which may not necessarily be picking up on the changing needs of people, of your audience, of what is going on in terms of their characteristics, their personality, how they're feeling, the types of solutions that they're looking for. Okay, so I'll go on to objectives, because this is where I started off with. Okay, so the objectives will be examples that I'll list off. These are some examples that I picked up on the edX course that I'm currently enhancing, or just embedding some of what I already know. But it's always great to reflect and also to gain something new. Knowledge is always key, and it's valuable. Okay, so things that they've talked about in terms of developing objectives and why it's important. It's also more relevant now, because you may feel like, nobody's buying your products, it's becoming much harder. But there's also other areas that you can focus on as well to enable you to get a head start for when times change. Then people will be ready to embrace what you have to offer. So examples that have been given, for instance, is your marketing objectives could be such as increasing brand awareness, the opportunity. So when it's about increasing brand awareness, it's giving people the opportunity to know who you are as an individual, to connect with you authentically. Stories. I was listening to Michelle Obama Becoming, and I was so glued and fixated on who she was as a personality, and she was selling her book at the same time. What glued me to her was her personality, her story, where she came from, and the challenges that she's overcome, and what has motivated her to reach to the stage where she is. And also her vision from her family to where she is now. So that's an example of increasing brand awareness, is that you let people in a little bit in who you are as a person. This can also apply if you're a business owner. A business owner is about your vision, your purpose, and what is your greater cause that enabled you to establish your business. That will draw the attraction to your clients. They will understand what is your motivating factor as well. So it can be you as the CEO, the founder, as well as your team, things that excites you as a whole. And I've worked for like charitable organizations who were key on driving their mission and their purpose and their vision. Okay, then moving on to identify with who your ideal audience and clients are. What I often say is the huge loss in this area is the identifying with your ideal audience. I see comments on my community, some posts where people have commented lots and invested. When somebody makes an effort to connect with you on social media, it's always a great etiquette to connect with them and to thank them, to acknowledge that they've made that effort, and to resonate with what they've said, and also to take a moment to refer to their profile. Okay, I've seen some people use this hat as though because they're an influencer or they're a micro influencer, they're too busy to respond. What you lose in that is the tangible connection and the opportunity to build engagement and authentic connections. That is what will pay off in the end, is that when you make an effort to get to connect on a human to human level and build that engagement on a regular basis, the likelihood is that you will also gain the opportunity to understand who your ideal audience is, so that you don't market to everybody, but you're marketing to a specific niche of people, group, based on what they've commented, based on the problems they've stated, and based on the solutions that they're looking for. And when you're doing this engagement, it's not always about sales, because in your profile you already have a link, or hopefully you have a link which will then motivate them through your content and your call to action to voluntarily opt in. Okay, so people are very savvy. They don't need to be reminded every time to buy something. When they're curious and when they have bought into who you are as a brand personality, they will be motivated on their own to research more about you and what you have to offer through your link in your bio. And that's where the opportunity is, and it's automated and it's organic. When you can get somebody to undertake their own action, this is where you're winning. Okay, because people do not want something thrown at them. When they can easily make an action themselves, and that means that you've engaged them mentally somewhere. They may not even have known that this is the solution that they were looking for. Okay, so that's what you're always aiming for, the engagement in your posts. And I'm working on this as well, the engagement in the post. And then also when people start, where I'm working on is an area where when people connect so much with what you have to say, they start engaging between themselves in the comments. Okay, so I'll put my hand up. I haven't reached that stage yet, but that is my long-term goal, something that I'm working towards as well. Okay, again, it's something that is about adding social value and doing it with the intention for a good purpose. Okay, a good purpose that is to connect with people authentically, and not just the end goal to be, oh, I want people to start talking to each other, so I'm going to push something towards them. No, it's about understanding the psychology. Okay, so it's connecting with more people within your niche market, your audience within your timeline, as well as people who are part of your community. My community, for example, will be digital nomads, female and creative entrepreneurs who are aligned with the core values. I like traveling, for example. I also like things such as content creation, vlogging, blogging, and there's so within that niche there's social media marketing and digital. So you refine it. I've seen others who are interested in lifestyle in terms of like beauty, health. You look at what is within your remit. Make it as narrow as you can. When you make it narrow, then it becomes easier to define what you stand for, what your brand is about, and also to not market to everybody, but you're marketing to marketing in terms of connecting to a small group of people within your niche market. So other objectives, I'll just go through them so that I can leave you with not prolong. I could go on and on because I am passionate about like this topic, especially about human connectivity through social media marketing. So you're doing it for other purposes. Obviously, we all want to make a living. So the other purposes would be to inform others about your products or services. There's an art and a way of doing that as well, because as we know, people are savvy. There's a lot of competition out there in terms of they have more choice to make decisions. At the end of the day, they're going to be connecting with you and what you stand for. Are you looking to gain more clients? And that is one that is always key as an objective for most people. Everybody's always looking for more clients. But look at this as you want to gain more clients. That the actual end goal? What is it that is a greater purpose beyond that in terms of the social value that you want to add, rather than just the number itself? The number is great as a goal to work towards, but beyond the number or before the number, there's a human being. Okay, so the human being, how are you connecting to them as a personality? What language are you using to communicate to them in order for them to understand that you have something valuable and tangible to offer without you having to? So it's attraction marketing. Okay, understanding the narrative of what they're looking for. So gathering your objective could be about gathering information from your audience for research purposes, if you're a student, business, surveys, feedback, etc. To create a greater cause, add more social value. I'm always for this one. That is my greater goal and purpose in life, is to contribute to something that is on a wider scale and to give back. Giving back is what connects me, what makes me passionate about life, because I know there are girls in my country of origin, for instance, Malawi, who are working very hard to become entrepreneurs. And that is my greater goal, my greater purpose. That is what drives me and motivates me to create content on social media. So I'm just giving you an example here, is that when you connect to something that you're passionate about and you're motivated by on a daily basis, the external factors become minimal. You continue to persevere through all the challenges that come with creating your brand personality via social media, because it is challenging to maintain consistency, but it becomes less challenging when you know that you have a greater purpose. Less challenging in terms of comments, likes, follows, or whatever else becomes, it is nice, but it is not the end goal. It is not the solution. The solution is about people being able to connect with you and them realizing that you have a voice, you have a vision, you have a purpose, you have a passion that resonates with them as well and leaves a lasting imprint on their minds through the visual presentation that you're sharing on Instagram as a platform, or on TikTok, on Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever it may be. So that is where the branding personality comes through the consistency in you creating branding images that represent you and who you are behind your brand. Then increase customers, leads. I think I've mentioned all of that. And then to increase final opportunities. Yes, we all ultimately want that. I'll leave you with, and I'd highly encourage you to focus on developing the connections first. Focus on learning as the number one goal. Learning, and through your learning is sharing what you have learned as a lessons learned, the challenges that you have overcome. What is your story? What is your narrative? And through that you create a personality. And focus on the long-term goal. When you focus on the long-term goal, the likelihood is that the short-term goals, they're instantaneous gratifications which are not lasting, and then they don't make they make a short-term meaningful impact. But what you want to do is build a long-term imprint, looking back of all your achievements. Then ultimately people will start to see the financial value, okay, the financial value of what you're offering, because through the long path that you've walked, you've created something that they appreciate, because you're showing up, you're producing content, you're offering valuable information that is addressing the solutions. Some people might immediately be motivated to opt into your offer. Some people, it might take them years. Okay, so it's persevering through all of that and understanding that there is a long-term goal and a purpose. So I'll leave it here, and I hope you have connected and resonated with what I have shared today. And I appreciate you spending the time to also watch and to connect. Do remember, if you connect and resonate with my content, to hit that subscribe button as well as to share out. Ciao, adios, and I look forward to connecting with you real soon. Bye for me for now.